Every day, your dog does little things you might not think twice about. They follow you from room to room, sigh when you leave the house, or press their tongue gently against your hand. To you, these might feel like sweet habits, but what if there's something more? Because in the world of dogs, nothing is random. Each movement, each sound, even each lick, holds a deeper meaning. Some are rooted in ancient instinct. Some are quiet signs of love. And some may carry warnings, ones you've missed for years. Things even veterinarians don't always say out loud. So let's dive deeper into the secret world of your dog's daily habits. Number 1. Why do dogs sit still when it starts to rain? Things even veterinarians don't always say out loud. So let's dive deeper into the secret world of your dog's daily habits. It's a cloudy afternoon. You step outside with your dog expecting a regular walk. But the moment that first drop of rain touches the ground, they freeze. Ears up, back stiff, legs locked in place like a statue. Have you ever asked yourself, why? Why would a creature so full of energy just stop mid-step as if listening to something you can't hear? It's not fear, not stubbornness. It's something older, something wired into them long before couches and collars. To your dog, rain isn't just water. It's a disruption, a shift in the world. The smells they rely on vanish. The air thickens. The ground becomes slippery, unpredictable. Imagine you woke up and the world had no color, no sound, only static. Would you move forward without thinking? Or would you pause? Short-haired dogs feel each drop like a cold needle. For them, sitting isn't giving up, it's saying, wait, let me understand this. And sometimes, it's just personal. Some dogs hate the wet. Some remember discomfort. Some the silence before a storm. But it all points to one thing: caution. So next time they stop in the rain, don't pull the leash. Don't rush them. Watch them. Because in that stillness, they're not frozen. They're calculating. They're feeling. They're listening to a world you've long forgotten how to hear. And speaking of strange reactions, what if your sneeze isn't just a sound to them, but a signal? Let's find out. Number 2. Why do dogs get so excited when you sneeze? It's just a sneeze, a quick burst of air, a sudden sound you barely notice it. But your dog, their head snaps up, eyes wide, tail wagging. Sometimes they bark, sometimes they jump toward you like you've just shared a secret. Why? To them, a sneeze is not just noise, it's a moment, a ripple in the quiet. Imagine living in a world where every sound from the one you love means something. A breath, a step, a laugh. And then a sudden explosion from your nose. That's not just a sneeze. That's thunder in their sky. Some dogs think you're playing. That sudden force feels like a game. They know well the mock sneezes they use during rough-and-tumble play. It's their "I'm still friendly" signal. So, when you sneeze, they think, is that for me? Are we playing now? But it goes deeper than that. Dogs are masters at reading energy. They don't understand the science of a cold, but they feel the shift in your mood, the tension in your breath, the vibration of your voice. A sneeze is a change, and dogs notice every change. So, next time your dog reacts to your sneeze like it's an invitation, maybe it is. Maybe it's their way of saying, I felt that, I'm here. But here's what's even stranger. If they can hear a sneeze across the room, why do they suddenly act deaf when you call their name? The answer might surprise you. Number 3. Why do they suddenly ignore you? You whisper the word walk, and they appear out of nowhere, tail spinning like a little helicopter. You crinkle a snack bag, and their paws hit the floor faster than gravity. But then comes the moment of truth. You stand tall. You call their name. Come here. And suddenly, nothing. They glance at the floor. They sniff a ghost scent on the carpet. Their ears twitch, but their body stays planted like a stubborn tree. It's like they've gone selectively deaf. But have they? Here's the truth: they hear you. Oh, they absolutely do. But in that moment, they're weighing something more complex than we give them credit for. Because dogs, believe it or not, are negotiators, and every command you give to them, it's a proposal. If "come here" means the end of playtime, the start of the leash, or worse, bath time, they're not ignoring you. They're stalling. They're bartering in silence. They're asking, is it worth it? And here's what no one tells you: your tone matters. Call them with love, they come with joy. Call them with stress, and they hesitate. Dogs read mood faster than language, faster than memory. You may speak English, but they speak emotion. So the next time your dog acts like they didn't hear you take a breath, they're not being defiant, they're thinking, they're choosing. But if they can choose to tune out a voice, why do they get trapped by one single smell as if it's the most important thing in the world? Let's follow their nose into that mystery. Next. Number 4. Why do they sniff one spot for ages? You're out for a walk. The leash is loose, the sun is warm, and everything feels simple until your dog stops. Nose down, body stiff. They've found the spot. Not just any patch of grass or sidewalk crack, but the spot. And suddenly they're frozen, sniffing like the world depends on it. Minutes pass. You tug the leash. You say their name. Still nothing. What are they doing? To you, it's a sidewalk stain. To them, it's a library written in scent. Every molecule is a message. Every trace of odor is a timestamp. Who was here before male or female, old or young, sick or healthy, confident or afraid? For your dog, this isn't just sniffing, it's decoding. Imagine a single lamppost that holds the stories of 100 strangers. Your dog's nose is a scanner reading a layered symphony of smells, like a historian tracing paw prints in invisible ink. And sometimes what they find isn't just data. It's memory, it's rivalry, it's curiosity. So when your dog lingers, they're not wasting time. They're piecing together a world that you and I are blind to. A single sniff might hold yesterday's drama or tomorrow's decision. But here's the twist. If sniffing is how they read the world, barking is how they announce it. So why does your quiet companion suddenly erupt into chaos when someone knocks at the door? The answer might surprise you, and it's louder than you think. Number 5. Why do dogs bark? When someone visits, the doorbell rings, a simple sound to you. But to your dog, it's war drums. Their calm melts into chaos. They rush forward, tail high, chest puffed voice booming through the room. They bark and bark and bark, as if announcing to the world, something's here. Everyone pay attention. And you wonder, why all this noise? To us, it's a guest. To them, it's an alert. A breach in the perimeter. Your home, their castle, has just been approached by an unknown figure. And no matter how small they are in that moment, your dog becomes the guard at the gate. Imagine a medieval tower, and your dog is the one sounding the horn. The bark is not random. It's deliberate, loud, sharp, insistent. Not just to scare, but to inform. I see them. Do you? But it's not always about fear. Sometimes it's excitement too big to contain. The rush of adrenaline, the unknown energy at the door, the scent of a stranger, it all spills out through their voice. They're not being rude. They're overwhelmed. And here's the beautiful contradiction. While they bark like warriors, they also nuzzle like babies. Protectors and companions all in one breath. So next time your dog explodes with noise when someone enters, know this: they're not just reacting, they're responding, on instinct, on duty, on your behalf. But if they guard your door with such fire, why do they suddenly chew grass, like they were born in a meadow? What are they trying to tell us then? Let's find out. Number 6. Why do dogs eat grass? Even when they're well fed, it's a beautiful spring morning. You're out walking, leash in one hand, coffee in the other. Your dog trots beside you until suddenly their nose drops, their mouth opens, and they start munching on grass like it's a salad bar. You blink, their bowl at home is full. So why? What's the urge? Are they hungry? Are they sick? Are they confused? To us, grass is decoration. To dogs, it's ancient, wild, familiar, and sometimes necessary. In the wild, wolves didn't eat only meat. When they caught plant-eating prey, they consumed the stomach too full of fiber roots and greens. Over thousands of years, that instinct never fully faded. Your dog, no matter how pampered, still carries the echo of those forest-born ancestors. But grass isn't always about instinct. Sometimes it's a message, an unsettled stomach, a need to purge, like nature's reset button. Dogs can't say, "I don't feel right." So they chew, and you watch wondering if something's wrong, when in fact it might be their way of making it right. And then there's the simple truth. They might just like the taste. Soft blades kissed by rain, cool against the tongue. To them, grass can be comfort, curiosity, even joy. But if chewing grass is how they calm their insides, what about the moments when their energy explodes outward, when they dig not in the yard, but on your couch cushions? Let's unravel that mystery next. Number 7. Why do they dig holes? Even in your sofa, you step out of the room for 1 minute. Just one. And when you return, the living room looks like a miniature construction site. Couch cushions, pushed blankets clawed, and your dog in the center paws, still moving eyes wide, tail wagging like they've just unearthed buried treasure. You sigh. Why, buddy? Why here? But here's the thing to your dog. Digging isn't destruction. It's instinct echoing through time. Long before they slept on soft pillows, their ancestors dug into soil. Not for fun, for survival. To chase prey hiding underground. To build shelter from wind and sun. To make a safe, warm den where danger couldn't reach. That impulse to create a space to uncover or protect is still alive in their paws. Sometimes they dig because they're excited, or anxious, or bored. Their claws speak when their mouths can't. And your couch, it's just the softest dirt they've ever met. Other times, they're nesting just like we fluff a pillow before bed. They're shaping their world, not ruining it, making it feel right. So next time you see them burrowing into your favorite blanket, pause before the scolding. Watch the movement. Feel the emotion underneath. They're not misbehaving. They're remembering. But while digging is ancient, some fears are painfully modern. What happens when the calm is broken, not by nature, but by something loud, unnatural, and terrifying? Let's talk about vacuums. Yes, the monster under every dog's bed. Number 8. Why are dogs afraid of the vacuum cleaner? It's quiet, peaceful. Your dog is curled up like a comma resting deep in a patch of afternoon sun. And then you plug it in. The vacuum roars to life, and suddenly your brave companion vanishes. Behind the couch, under the bed, or into full-blown barking fury. You laugh, maybe, but they don't. To them, it's not cleaning. It's invasion. Imagine a creature with no face, no scent, no breath, just movement and sound. It growls, it chases, it eats everything in its path. From your dog's eyes, the vacuum isn't a tool. It's alive. It doesn't speak their language. It doesn't pause. It doesn't retreat. It's a predator with a plastic heart. And here's the part you might not notice: your dog watches you. If your shoulders tense as you push it, if your movements are rushed, sharp, stressed, they feel it. And they add that tension to the threat. Some dogs run, some bark, some stand between you and the noise like tiny, furry warriors. Not because they understand what it is, but because they know it doesn't belong. But fear isn't always about what they see. Sometimes it shows up when they're asleep: quiet paws, twitching eyes, fluttering tails, jerking in rhythm. Why do dogs move in their sleep, like they're chasing ghosts? That's the next secret waiting to be uncovered. Number 9. Why do dogs twitch in their sleep? The house is silent. The TV's off, the day is done. And there in their favorite spot, your dog lies curled like a comma, breathing slow chest, rising and falling like waves on a quiet shore. But then, without warning, a paw kicks. The tail shudders. A soft whimper escapes. And for a moment, you wonder, are they dreaming, or is something wrong? To us, sleep is stillness. To dogs, it's a stage, a place where instinct dances behind closed eyes. Each flick of the paw, each twitch of the nose, each flutter beneath their eyelids. It's not random. It's memory playing in motion. Dogs like us go through REM sleep, the phase where the brain is most active, where it replays the day's moments, stitching together, meaning releasing energy. That twitch, it could be them chasing the squirrel they missed. That whimper, maybe the echo of something long gone, a scent, a voice, a feeling. Puppies twitch the most. Their bodies are learning, rehearsing, practicing the leaps and turns they're not yet ready to try awake. Seniors twitch too, but theirs feel like echoes, like a song remembered but no longer sung aloud. It's tempting to wake them, to soothe them. But unless they seem truly distressed, let them be. You're not watching chaos. You're watching connection, a bridge between their inner world and the one they share with you. And think about this. If dreams stir such motion in their sleep, what happens the moment they wake? Why do dogs stretch so dramatically every single morning, like they're greeting the sun itself? Let's follow that first movement into the next mystery. Number 10. Why do dogs stretch so dramatically when they wake up? The sun slips through the curtains. You haven't even poured your first cup of coffee, but your dog's already moving, slow, deliberate, with a kind of grace that feels ancient. Front legs stretched far out, chest low to the ground, hips lifted high like a bow pulled tight. They hold the pose, then release it like an exhale. And you smile. It looks like yoga, maybe even laziness, but it's something else. This stretch, the one they do every single morning, isn't just physical. It's ritual. It's a reset. After hours curled in stillness, their muscles need to awaken their joints, to loosen their senses, to rejoin the world. But it's also a message. In the dog world, this pose has a name. It's called the play bow, a universal signal, a way of saying, I'm not a threat. I'm ready. Let's connect. So when your dog greets the morning with that long, low stretch, they're not just waking up. They're inviting you in. Think of it like a soldier laying down his weapon or a dancer taking the stage. It's the body speaking before the voice. I'm here. I'm open. I'm alive. And here's what's even more powerful: that stretch is often aimed at you, not the floor, not the door, but the person they trust most. So next time your dog bows into their morning like the day depends on it, pause for a second. Watch the way they move. They're not just limbering up. They're saying, let's start this day together. But if stretching is how they greet the day, what makes them raise their heads to the sky and sing to sounds only they understand: sirens, songs, echoes in the wind. That's the next call will follow. Number 11. Why do dogs howl along with music or sirens? It starts with a sound. Maybe it's a siren wailing in the distance. Maybe it's a high note in a song on the radio. And then, your dog lifts their head. Eyes soften, ears tilt, and out comes the sound, long, deep rising. A howl, ancient, echoing, almost human. You laugh. It's funny. But have you ever stopped to wonder? What are they really doing? Because to your dog, that sound isn't just mimicry. It's memory. It's instinct scratching its way through domestication. Long before they laid beside us on couches, their ancestors' wolves used howls to find each other, to call out across mountains, forests, and fog. I'm here. Where are you? So when your dog hears a siren, they're not frightened. They're responding to a frequency that stirs something buried deep in their blood, something older than names, something wild. Music, too, hits that same nerve. A high note, a flute, a violin, and suddenly they're not in your living room anymore. They're in a wide open space, singing into the wind, part of something bigger than themselves. And sometimes it's not about instinct. Sometimes it's about connection. When they howl along with your voice or a melody you love, they're not making noise. They're joining in, adding their voice to yours, claiming their place in the chorus of your life. But if howling is their way of reaching out, why do they sometimes beg to go outside only to freeze the moment the door opens? What pulls them out and what pulls them back in? Let's step into that curious contradiction. Next. Number 12. Why do they want out, only to rush back inside? You hear the scratch at the door, the whine, the look, eyes wide, tail twitching. Your dog is desperate, they need to go outside. You put down your book, open the door, and then it happens. They step out, pause, sniff the air, and just as quickly, they turn back around, slip past your leg, and head inside like nothing ever happened. What just happened? It's easy to think they're being indecisive, dramatic, or even a little manipulative, but the truth is more layered and much more fascinating. For dogs, stepping outside isn't just about potty breaks or chasing squirrels. It's a ritual, a sensory check-in. Every scent in the wind tells a story: who passed by, what changed overnight, how the world feels today. Sometimes a single whiff is enough. Curiosity satisfied. No need to wander further. Other times, it's about expectation versus reality. In their mind, the outside holds adventure. But when the air smells like rain, or the grass is cold, or the wind is sharp, that imagined excitement disappears. Just like us, standing at the door to a party we no longer feel like attending. And let's not forget, dogs are creatures of emotion. If they sense tension in the house or unease in your voice, they'll hesitate. That moment outside may have nothing to do with them and everything to do with you. So the next time they beg to leave only to retreat, don't be frustrated. You're watching a conversation between instinct and comfort, between curiosity and caution. But what happens when they do stay out, and after doing their business, suddenly kick the ground like they're writing a message in the dirt? Let's dig into that ritual next. Number 13. Why do they scratch the ground and run wild after going to the bathroom? You've seen it. Every dog owner has. They find their spot, do their business, and then like a switch flips, they erupt. Pause, kick backward with wild force, scattering grass and dirt. And just when you think it's over, they bolt. Full zoomies, ears flying, eyes wide, body a blur. What just happened? Was it the joy of being done? some kind of celebration. Not exactly, though it is a ritual, and like many dog behaviors, it's older than leashes and lawns. Let's start with the scratching. To us, it looks like they're trying to clean up, but dogs don't have that concept. What they do have are scent glands in their paws. When they scratch the earth, they're leaving a message. A silent but powerful one. I was here. This is mine. It's territorial. It's instinctual. It's like writing their name in invisible ink. And then comes the dash. That wild burst of energy, unpredictable, joyful, chaotic. Part of it is release. A vulnerable act just happened. In the wild, relieving yourself meant you were distracted, exposed. That sudden sprint afterward, it's shaking off that vulnerability. Reclaiming confidence. Saying, I'm back in control. And part of it is just pure exhilaration. A body in motion expressing something words can't. Dogs don't do subtle. When they feel, they move. So the next time your dog kicks and dashes like they're possessed, don't try to calm them. Smile. You're watching something primal, beautiful, and weirdly poetic. But if the ground holds messages, only they can smell. What about the air? Why do dogs sometimes bark into nothing, staring into the silence, like they see something you don't? That's where we're going next. Number 14. Why do dogs bark at nothing? It's late. The house is still. You're reading a book, maybe dozing off, and then out of nowhere, your dog bolts upright, eyes sharp, ears locked. A single bark slices through the quiet, then another, and another. You look around. Nothing. No sound, no shadow, no intruder. So, what are they barking at? To us, it's nothing. To them, it's everything. Dogs live in a sensory world far beyond our own. Their ears pick up frequencies we'll never hear. Their noses detect scents hours, sometimes days old. What seems like empty space to us is to them a room full of whispers. A world still humming with invisible threads. That creak in the floorboards might have been a mouse behind the wall. That faint draft by the window could carry the scent of a stranger who walked past 3 houses down. That silence you feel so safe in. To them, it's alive. But barking isn't always about alert. Sometimes it's about emotion. Restlessness. A shift in energy they don't quite understand. And in the absence of answers, they do the one thing dogs have always done: they announce themselves. I'm here. I see you. This is mine. And maybe, just maybe, they do sense something we can't. Not ghosts, perhaps, but tension, sadness, even grief. They're tuned to the parts of us we try to hide. So the next time your dog barks at the empty air, don't shush them too quickly. Let them finish the sentence their instinct started. They might be wrong, or they might be right. But what if that bark isn't for strangers, but for you? What if your dog watches you more closely than you ever knew, not to judge, but to protect? Let's end with the one gesture that says it all. Number 15. Why do dogs lick you, and what are they really saying? It happens in quiet moments. You're sitting on the couch, lost in thought. Or maybe you've just had a long day, and your energy is low. That's when it comes, the gentle press of a tongue against your hand, your cheek, your leg. It lingers, soft, repetitive. You smile, maybe laugh. Okay, I get it. But do we? To most people, licking is affection, a dog's version of a kiss. And yes, sometimes it is, but other times it's something more layered, more human in a way we don't always realize. In the wild, licking was how puppies communicated with their mothers. It was how wolves showed submission, connection, peace. To a dog, the act of licking is loaded with meaning. I see you, I respect you, I care. But here's where it gets deeper. Dogs don't just lick to show love. They lick to taste you. Your skin carries salt, yes, but also stress, hormones, shifts in your body that even doctors can't detect without tests. When you're sick, anxious, or sad, your scent changes. Your dog knows it, and their tongue becomes both thermometer and comfort. Some licks are gentle nudges. Some are frantic, like they're trying to wake something up inside you. Their way of saying, I feel what you feel, and I'm not going anywhere. So next time your dog licks you out of the blue, don't brush it off. Let it land. That touch is ancient, intentional. It's not just affection, it's empathy in motion. And maybe that's the biggest secret of all. That every bark, every stretch, every strange little quirk has always been their way of saying, I love you. You just didn't know how to hear it until now. Now you know. Every twitch, every stare, every playful bark or quiet sigh, they were never random. They were messages. Small, silent declarations of loyalty, curiosity, even love. Dogs don't use words. But they've been speaking to us all along with their bodies, their instincts, and their ancient memory of being part of a pack, of protecting, of belonging. You were never just the owner. You were the one they chose to follow, to guard, to read like a book, even on the days you had nothing to say. So tonight, when your dog settles beside you or nudges you with a gentle lick, let that moment land. You're not just sharing a home. You're sharing a language. And if you've made it this far, maybe now, you understand a little more of what they've been trying to tell you. There are more secrets, more stories, more ways your dog sees the world and you with eyes full of meaning. If you'd like to uncover them together, you're in the right place. So if this video helped you feel closer to your best friend, stay with us. Subscribe to the channel. Because the love of a dog is quiet, but it never runs out of things to say.